if you got everything working, you should be able to come in here, and if you have webpack-dev-server set up, which I think everybody does, right? Webpack-dev-server, and you just run that right in the root of your application, it will find the webpack config, because that's the standard name of the file, just like goat file is a standard goat file name. It'll find that. If you hit enter and just run that, it'll give you this nice little URL. You can, oh, something broke. Property name is missing, type app name does not exist. Okay, so this is a TypeScript. This is TypeScript saying, hey, some stuff messed up. We still built it. Don't worry about it. You're good. You can run your app. Just letting you know that this stuff is messed up. That's TypeScript complaining right there. So it's really nice to recognize those errors. But we'll address that stuff later. Let's just go look at that. Oops. What is it? This URL right here. Oh, actually, looks like it's not a silent error. It actually didn't build. So I actually think I need to go fix those. So let's see what's happening here. App incorrectly implements interface application. Okay, name, string, new app. Is that better?
Yeah, you don't have a name property on the app class.
Oh yeah, I don't.
The student becomes the teacher.
I don't know why my Sublime is just like crawling right now. Like, it's 11 lines of code. Yeah, it must be the lender. I need to change it to like on save.
That's the lender.
Oh my God. Oh man. Look, I'm not even touching it. Watch. Watch, watch. Okay. Wow. Okay. Okay. Let's just. There we go. Boom. There we go. All right. That should work. No? Doesn't like me still? Okay, error default, app incorrect image, app type application. What is it talking about? Maybe it just hasn't built yet. Okay, that looks right to me. All right, let's try that. No, it still doesn't like me.
You might have to explicitly define the name property on the class.
Yeah, you gotta put the name on it public.
All right, or make it public.
Because it automatically does it in the constructor for you, but when you're doing an implements, I think you have to have it there and manually do it.
All right, I'd rather not sit here and watch you guys watch me crawl through this Sublime right now, because it's just crawling. Yes, Lucas, you had a question?
I'm just stretching.
Oh, you're just stretching. I thought you were raising your hand. So yeah, go ahead and do that, and you'll know it's working when you don't have any errors, and you load up your file. Oh, and if you're using the Webpack Dev server, just make sure you have an index.html in the root, because it's going to look for that. And if you don't have one, I mean, if you don't really want to load this up with a server, that's fine. Just do Webpack and build it, and if it gets a clean build, go look at the output. For instance, if I go look at this output here in the bundle.js, and I scroll down, forget about all that crap. Here's my code. If I scroll down right here, this is what my code compiled down to. And I can obviously tell that that's going to run in the browser. That looks fine. Fantastic. So that's a check too, if you don't want to load it up in the browser. So let's take 15 minutes. Let's get that out the way, run into those errors. Just bump your head up against the wall. Me and Lucas will be here, and you'll be good. Yes?
The question, there still aren't getting the public versus private difference?
The public versus private difference. Lucas, you want to elaborate on that?
I guess, let me see if.
The difference between public versus private. So one of the problems is that syntactic sugar in TypeScript, but you can see when Scott was trying to compile this application, he was throwing an error. The reason being is that he was defining his this or the name parameter is private in the constructor, and therefore it was not satisfying the interface. And so what he needs to do is either define the name property on the class itself outside of the constructor, or allow that to be public. In TypeScript, everything is public by default. Again, it all gets stripped away at the end of the day when you compile, but it allows you to convey intent, and you will throw errors, or at least throw TypeScript errors when that happens. But it's pretty much an approximation of classical, public versus private. And if it's private, then you can't access it, and if it's public, then you can. So it's public-private members, but the only issue is that it's not enforced at runtime because all of that gets stripped out.
Thanks, Lucas.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, that totally fixed it. Hello. But don't be looking at mine.
Get rid of that linter.
I did. I disabled it. It's just. So this is why I switch back between Atom and Sublime. When one breaks, I go to the other one. But then the other one breaks, and then the other one is like, I'm working now. So I don't know. I think they're like trolling me or something. I don't know.
A couple people in chat were saying they don't even know where to start. Can you put some of this code up there to give them a starting point, or maybe
Yep.
walk through?
I'll push
again?
it up. So while I'm pushing it up, where they can start is, first thing first is just create a root file to their application. So right now I have an app folder with a root.ts, and just write some type of TypeScript or ES6 code in there. So that's the starting point. Just make sure you have a file that needs to be compiled. And in this case, I made this file do an alert so I can see it when I load it up in the browser. That way I don't have to check the logs or something. So that's the first step. The second step is to get it to compile. And the way you would do that is with the webpack config. So everybody should already have the webpack tools installed globally on their computer and whatnot. So that stuff should already be there. The only thing you have to do now is use a loader like Awesome TypeScript Loader or TS Loader, whichever one you want to use. Highly recommend using Awesome TypeScript Loader, and configure Webpack to bundle your code. That's it. And then step 3 is to go in the terminal and type in Webpack and watch it bundle. That's minimum, you're done. But I do recommend going a step further, using webpack-dev-server, setting up your linter, setting up typings, and tsconfig. But you don't have to, because we're not going to use this anyway. It's already in the starter repo, but it'd be really nice if you knew what it was. So if you feel lost, you should feel lost. That's the point of this one. But the rest of the stuff will be like this, I promise. This one is just how you got to do it.